Good morning, everyone.
Hi.
Welcome. Hi, Christy.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Charissa.
Carissa.
Carissa. I'm like Carissa. How are you this morning?
Oh, I'm great. I guess I could have told you that in the green room, right? Well,
All good.
welcome. Yes, we're so happy you're here to Unleashed Abundance, Love, Money, and Limitless Prosperity with Christy Whitman, best-selling author. You see her books behind her there. Law of Attraction expert and messenger of light for the council. I'm Charissa Sims, live event host for Humanities Team, a 501(c)(3) nonprofit organization whose mission is to make conscious living pervasive worldwide by 2040. And I'm coming to you live from Lafayette, Colorado. And Christy, where are you connecting from
From,
today?
from Scottsdale, Arizona. So, hi,
Amazing.
everybody. Good morning.
Yes, and we were talking before the call how her house feels like the end of the world and it's like this divine neighborhood, right, Christy?
Yes, I'm just feeling very blessed today, of all days. I feel blessed every day, but I think it just turned up the volume of feeling gratitude for the divine. So,
Mm,
yeah, I had lit a candle yesterday for the Chinese New Year and didn't put it out, and gratefully everything was totally fine. So I'm feeling very protected and guided and grateful and compassion for others that didn't have that scenario recently. So and
yes,
hopefully
yes.
that others are safe. So.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, if you're alluding to other fires like in LA, Humanities Team did a healing and a protection and asked for rain. And actually, rain did come because I know
Yes.
people there. And so a lot of the fires are contained. So, yes, you are blessed and wonderful. Well, I wanted to welcome Christy Whitman's audience and those streaming live through the Humanities Team Facebook page, also the YouTube channel, and Stream Plus members that are here in the green room with us. Thank you so much for being members and being on camera. And I wanted to do a special shout out to the Sign Network with John and Summer Raymer at Sign.network. And they're doing an incredible campaign right now for peace called Compassion Games MLK Ali 40 Days of Peace and Greatness. And that's happening until March 1st. And you can learn more at compassiongames.org/oneworld. And because it is a live program, we will have time for comments and questions. And try to get your question in within the first 30 to 40 minutes. Post it in the chat wherever you're watching. And you may get your question answered by Christy. What an incredible opportunity to get your question answered by Christy live. I mean, I'm just saying, this is your chance.
Well, thank you. And if you want me to bring in the council, I'm sure more people would even want that than me. I mean, I'm a pretty good coach, and I've been doing it a very long time. Been doing it about 25 years. However, the council, and I can also receive their information too. So it really depends on if you want me or you want the council, because it is very different.
Yes. So would we be able to get the council for a little bit and then you the rest of the time, or it's all, you don't have control over the time?
No, if
What do
you
you-
if you are like, I want to ask three questions to the council and take up the whole entire time, they will. If you're like, there's
Oh,
20,
got it.
so yeah, they're adjustable for you. But no, I mean, if you want to have me stick around for a few minutes, if you want to spend the whole time talking with them and have them
Mhm.
sharing, it's up to you. You guide it. So.
Okay. Well, it's funny you should say that because I was getting that message about the council and I had some curiosity around it. So now that we're talking about it, I did want to introduce Christy formally for those who may not know her. Christy Whitman is the messenger of light for the council, spiritual mentors here to spread the message of quantum energy mastery. Christy and the council teach classes and meditations and provide private sessions to help clients feel more aligned with their divine design of well being, abundance, success, and loving, supportive relationships. That's incredible. And Christy is also a celebrity coach, transformational leader, and two-time New York Times bestselling author of Taming Your Alpha Bitch and the Art of Having It All. Whitman has appeared on Today and The Morning Show, and her work has been featured in People, 17, Women's Day, Hollywood Life, Teen Vogue, among others. As the CEO and founder of Quantum Success Coaching Academy, Christy has helped thousands of people worldwide to achieve their goals through her empowerment seminars, speeches, coaching sessions, and products. So grateful to be here with you today, Christy.
Me too. Thank you. And that was a lot. Carissa, thank you for that.
Oh, you deserve it. Receive all
Oh,
the accolades.
I'm like, geez, I've been around a while.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And yeah, you deserve to have it all spoken
Oh,
because
thank you.
you attracted that, you worked hard for it, and it manifested for you. Well, I would love to start off this conversation with the energy of today because we have the new moon, the Chinese New Year, planetary parade. I mean, what are your thoughts of the energy right now and for 2025?
Well, it's supposed to be a huge manifestation year. So things are really starting to align. And that's what even the council said is, even the perspective of things not going the way we want them to, a lot of times we need to release something in order to bring in something. And so if we might have some bumps on the road right now, or some things that are not going the way we think they should, or that hey, I wanted this and I'm getting this instead. I'm wanting more freedom and I'm now in more debt, or I'm feeling lonelier than I ever have, or I'm feeling pretty good and then all of a sudden I get sick, or I'm feeling really good and then someone I love, passes. These are real human things that people are going through, but how to master your energy during these times and really allow yourself to feel the graciousness, the gratitude, the humility to that we get another day. Like today, all of us that are listening to this, whether it's later or right now live, our soul continued to be embodied with us today. And we get a whole day. And so, yes, there's tomorrow, maybe, hopefully, and weeks and months and all that. But what really is happening is right now. And right now, are we feeling good? And if we're not feeling good, or at least in the state of gratitude or blessed or grateful, then going back to what you were talking about earlier, that compassion, because compassion is a neutralizer. Compassion allows us to connect and start to blend with our soul so that we're not just this human hanging out here on the leading edge thinking that this is all there is. We're actually blended with our soul and have enough soul awareness that, anything that is our divine design, meaning abundance, success, love, support, wellness, wholeness, that's part of our divine design. And when our soul is present with us and invited in, and there's an understanding that I am both, I am a soul having a very short human experience, and I am a human that has day-to-day stuff like bills and relationships and go to work and things that people have on a daily basis, taking care of your bodies, taking care of your kids, taking care of your elderly parents. I mean, the things that happen in life. And being able to move through that by blending with your soul, that really is, or blending at least with that energy of compassion when things aren't going your way, or when it's a time to grieve, or you're not feeling heard, or necessarily in a space of faith. It's like those are also moments we can call in our soul, bring in that energy of compassion, because that's what starts helping us connect with our soul.
Oh, thank you. That was so deep. And I just wanted to let you know that I went through your course on Stream Plus. Christy has three amazing courses on Stream Plus, and one of them is Attracting Your Ideal Partner. And she has this incredible exercise where you integrate your soul into your body. And I had never done that before or even thought about that that was something of value. You know what I mean?
It's a big thing. If everyone would embody consciously with our souls, because obviously our souls are always with us, we wouldn't have consciousness. We wouldn't be
Right. I mean,
here,
they're
right?
right. Exactly.
The evidence of life is that we are blended with our soul. But are we in our understanding, in our minds, in our consciousness as a human being, are we aware of our soul's consciousness? Are we aware that we are bigger than this human body? Are we aware that, we can ask and it is given? Are we aware that everything is first energy and that our soul contains that energy? And so it's like, we're the piano players. We're the ones that choose the notes that we want to play. It was really funny this morning. I have a 14-year-old son, so we were waiting for my 15-year-old son as we were leaving for school. And there's a song
One
that
year
came
apart. Wow.
16 months. Yeah, 16 months. That was a busy time, but I'm grateful for it. But we're in the car waiting for his older brother, and there was this song from Gwen Stefani that came on, and he goes, "Hey, that's like the song such and such." And I go, "Well, this was from the 90s. So they sampled it from our time." And I go, "Just like Abracadabra with Eminem." And he's like, "I don't know that." So I played Abracadabra, and I remember that song from when I was a kid. And like
Yeah, me
that,
too.
right? So now Eminem has taken a sample of it and remade it. So now this
Mhm.
next generation. So, but it's fun. I love music. So, but the whole point is that those notes, those keys are there. And my son was saying, well, I mean, don't they have to start sampling beats? Because everything that's been created as far as the way of music or a beat, you can't create anymore. And I said, that's not true. There's
That's true.
still notes to play. There are still books to write. There are still
Mhm.
dances to dance to. There is still songs to be made. I mean, there's still creation because that's what all those songs were created from, creation, or they wouldn't be. So it's funny because that I'm like, that's not true. Just because you have a limited amount of keys, the way that they can be arranged together and the notes played together and the beat and the tempo and all that makes up. And so to a point of that, we're the piano players, and the keys, the notes that are on our piano, we get to choose them, right? And when I mean we get to choose them, it's like if we want to choose to be in a place of suffering, that note of despair, we can choose to be there. And not judge what has happened as bad and wrong, and because that's where the human gets very isolated by themselves. But letting ourselves feel the compassion for what's not going right, and find that compassion, that connection with your soul, will then allow you to be neutral, which then lets you find the higher notes on the piano keyboard. It lets you find the joys and the passions and the excitement and the freedom and the flow and all of the good, feeling things that we all want to feel, which by the way are all when we feel those things when we're blended with our soul.
Oh, interesting. That's fascinating. And so when you're talking about notes, that could be analogous to frequencies, right?
Yes.
Or
Yeah.
emotions.
Yep.
Okay, got it.
Frequency, vibration, notes,
Vibration.
they're
Okay.
all same, right?
Yeah, I love that. And it's so wonderful that you can inspire this next generation with your kids.
Thank
I
you.
have a 12 and a 9-year-old, so I can really relate to that, you know, getting them out of their limited thinking, you know.
Yeah. Oh, I love about having kids is they humble me.
Yeah. I call them my
Yeah.
spiritual boot camp.
Yep. It's a job that I can't quit and don't want to, but even in times where I'm like, I quit, I want to punch out. Can I leave? Can I go
I-
home for the day, please?
they will find you.
They will.
Well, how can we create more money this year and leverage this powerful energy of this manifestation year, as you were talking about?
Stop focusing on debt. Stop focusing on not enough. Stop focusing on the feeling and the pressure of that relationship with money, and start to be more mindful in focusing on having enough. Maybe for you, having a big house and whatever, that's just not for you, or maybe it is. But it's allowing each of us, giving ourselves permission to not be in that space of not enough, because money is one of our natural resources that we have here on planet Earth. I mean, we have time that we deal with, right? We got money that even if you're not like la 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 la, you still, if you want to go buy an apple, you need to pay with it with money. And in order to pay with it with money, you have to do something of value to get the money. And that's what money is. It's a medium of exchange, but money itself will be commanded as a source to become kind of like what we were saying to about our soul, right? It's like, I want to feel my soul's joy. Now, that frequency of joy feels very different than I want to feel my soul's frequency of compassion. It's still very nice, but they're different vibrations.
Yeah.
So we are in relationship with everything in our universe. So for us, we're the ones that right here, right now, push a reset button, have a relationship with money. So we have our old relationships, like we're going to break up with that relationship that we had with money in that way, or we're going to go to marriage counseling, do money counseling, and push the reset button. And it's like, okay, it's brand new. I'm starting new. What type of relationship do I want to have with money? What do I ideally see? What do I want to feel? Because most of us, and we have no idea, most of us don't have no clue when it started. It could have been when we were super young because we heard our parents argue and then we got constricted about money, or we heard, all of the not enough, no, you can't have what you want, we don't have enough money, or we can't afford that, or, oh, that's too expensive, or, all the things that people have said. It contributes to how we process it, because we could hear those things and rebel against it. We could push against it. I mean, this is based on my new book that's coming out later this year, but it's on all of our human natural instincts to either fight, resist something, whether it's a concept, an energy, a way of life, a belief, to either fight it, to kind of freeze with it. Like, I don't know what to make of this. I don't know if what's real or what's not, right? And then there's the flee, like, I gotta escape, that's where vices come in. This is where, these are our natural coping mechanisms with even trying to understand the world that we're in. And when we can understand that, okay, I am a human being having this experience, but I am also a soul, that there is energy around me, there is life within me, there's proof of that right now. So if I am in partnership with my soul, who only is abundant, will cut off, not, it'll always be there with us, but we cut off. And when we go into lack, when we go into despair, when we're in the lower vibrations, our soul doesn't meet us there. Our soul stays in compassion while the human, spirals around and kicks about and punches and runs or does whatever the human part of us does, the fight, flight, freeze, that part. And when we can let ourselves be back into that space of compassion, that's where we're now blended again with our soul. And from that place, knowing that our soul loves us infinitely and wants to provide for us, and, among universe, God, as the council says, our stadium of light, all that is for us. And when we are in gratitude for what we already have, I know we've all heard that a million times, but it's really not oh, thanks God. It's like, you know
A
what I
little
mean?
deeper.
Oh,
Yeah.
by the way, thanks, as I'm, running it. It's not okay, let me count my gratitudes. One, two, three, okay, check for the day. It's moving through life in absolute awe of the divine, of our soul,
Mm.
And when we get out of it from the human perspective, because we're both human and soul, the trick is to get us back in alignment with our soul. But our coming from that place, knowing that money will then be either attracted or repelled from us because it's a resource, we have the ability to change our relationship, how we think, what we say, what we feel, what we, our perspectives, what we do, even when it comes to this thing, this relationship called money. When we get it clean and be in gratitude for what money can buy, having gratitude for the feeling of freedom even before the manifestation happens, there's work to do in the beginning. It's the hardest part to clean up the early parts of the relationship, but it's so worth it because every time you shift something, something in the outer reality shifts. This is what I've been teaching for 25 years, right? It's like it's law of attraction. And it's from your outer reality is a direct reflection of what's happening within you, even about money, time, any relationship that you have, your own body even.
Mm. Yeah, and your course on Stream Plus, Creating Money, actually helps us do that, rewrite our relationship with money, which is so incredible. Oh my gosh. And I love that there's a workbook and exercises and meditations to go with it. It's really phenomenal. I mean, it's life-changing. And we do have a comment in the green room. Amy says, too true. I think it was when we were talking about our kids.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, well, I would love to hear about the counsel you channel. When did they start coming to you as a channel?
Well, they've been with me. I wrote my first book 25 years ago, and the first time I heard them directly was when they were coming through to scribe the book, Perfect Pictures. And so that's when it was like someone was talking in my ear. And it was no denying that it wasn't me, it wasn't my consciousness. And so I got up and I picked up a pen, went into my office, picked up a pen, a pad of paper, and just started writing and writing. And it was like one hand was turning the pages while the other one was writing, and I couldn't even keep
Wow.
up. It was clear something else was coming through me, and what they were writing. I was like, I'm interested. Wait, you're going too fast. It was like, this is really good. This is helping me. Wait, I got to get
Yeah,
that down. So
yeah,
it
yeah.
was guidance for me, and at the same time, it was needing to be written down, and so that became my first book. And then I was guided to every step of the way. Contact this person, ask this person this, call this place. I mean, everything was just so like, do this, do that. And I did. So I would lean into that guidance, even if it sounded crazy, even if it sounded like, that doesn't make any sense at all. Um, I did it. I mean, I would check in with myself, nothing stupid or illegal, but it could be like, call this psychic. I don't know a psychic. How am I? And then all of a sudden, someone slips me a number of a psychic. Oh, you got to call this person. I'm like, like those small little moments of just being watched over that we don't even pay attention to. But when we're in gratitude and when we're connected to our soul, we could see that level of partnership. And
Hmm.
so that started for me then, and it kept developing. Through the years, and I want to say it was like 2010 maybe. Um, I was doing calls with people, and it was all over instant teleseminar back then. It was pre Zoom, and I was on the phone with someone, and they were really very directive to me, and more so than they had ever been, and they were very clear. Tell her to go to the doctor and get her hips checked. And all of a sudden, hearing that voice, I'm like, no. Hello, I'm interrupting. It was like that. It was like, where did what? No, I'm not going to tell her that. And so then all of a sudden they go, tell her. And I'm like, first of all, who are you? who are you and what do you want from me? No, but it was like, what do you tell her? And they kept like being very persistent. Tell her to go to the doctor. Now, to understand me, I am not a go to run into the doctor kind of girl, or,
Yeah,
that's
me
not my
either.
first line of defense to do anything. So for me to tell somebody, go to the doctor and get your hips checked, it's like so out of character for me,
Yeah.
right? But this wasn't me. And they were getting pushier and pushier. It's kind of like my kid when he's like, but mom, when they were little and stop, like, okay, it's okay. But mom, I gotta, it's like they're persistent. You're like, what? That's what it felt like. It was like, okay, Barbara, they're bugging me. Who's they? I have no idea, but there are a lot of them. And they are saying that you need to go to your doctor and get your hips checked. And she says, why? Why would I go do that? I don't have any pain in my hips. I'm like, I don't know. That's what they're telling me. And they're being pushy about it, right? So the next week she made an appointment with her doctor. She happened to go get her hip scanned and she had cancer in her hips so early on that they were able to detect it to not have to have her go through chemo or any of that stuff. So it was like literally just starting. And that directive like totally changed the course of her next decade or lifespan. So pretty cool.
Yeah.
That was a moment. And then so I kept leaning into those moments, but it was 2018. My book Quantum Success had literally just launched, and I got directive to create a Zoom account for people that were in my community that wanted weekly service. And so it was me showing up as an energy healer and hearing them and hearing the guidance of where to go, because we became quite a good team in doing that. And then one woman asked a question, and it was like my consciousness went, I could have sworn if anybody would have asked me, my body was flung over the chair. And because that's what I felt like, I was just kind of hanging out listening to this presence. I knew that it wasn't me talking, but I knew that this was the first time that they took over basically. And I was just kind of letting it happen and
Hmm.
just kind of listening. Um, and that's when they came through. And ever since then, I've just leaned in again and leaned in again and leaned in again. But yeah. So they now, when I invite them in, my consciousness as Christy, as we've been talking, is gone. And they come through and just take full ownership, if you will, of my consciousness. So I cannot be responsible for some of the things that they have said. Let's say that they can get naughty. I mean, like when someone asks about questions on sex and stuff, I'm like, oh, they said that. I'm like, oh my God. But so they're fun and they're
Okay.
dicey and spicy and they say it like it is. And I'm gonna get a sip of tea and go get them.
They speak. You're going to go get them right now, the council?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. They're
yeah.
wanting to come in, aren't they?
Well,
Because I was going to ask a message either to you, connecting with them or channeling, whatever you'd like.
I'll go get them so you can
Okay.
experience them directly. Okay. We are here. Hello, delights. We feel some that we've never met before. Hello to all of you. And we feel little fear coming from some. It's okay. All is well. We just mean light to all of you and want to help all of you experience yourselves as a powerful human being. There you all are. And to be able to live the best life you can, to enjoy your lives, to create deliberately on purpose. Because life is not there's a big lie, and it's not like anybody sat you all down and said, okay, this is the way it is on earth, that you have to struggle and you have to be in pain. And that's just, there might be painful moments, or there might be times when you don't feel good about something, or something that you're going through doesn't feel good. But those things, we are
So how
back. We are okay.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. So those traumas, those things, those losses, that you master your own energy so you're not holding on to them in your emotional body, in your mental body, and in your physical body. So we are going to back up for a minute and give you the floor back. Did we need to take a break, or are we good?
Um, yeah, I'm not sure what happened, but I think they wanted to relabel you so that you're channeling here. What messages do you have around love and abundance for the audience today?
Well, first of all, love is the true circulation of life. Love is the curriculum. Love is it's the highest of energy exchanges. And love is where you will have moments of awareness of being human and in your soul balance when you are feeling that sense of love. But love is misunderstood by many in the human world because you're all conditioned to what love means. That if I act like this, or if I have this, or if I do this, then I will be loved. So it's very transactional instead of loving because you can, and asking yourself, what would love choose? What would a loving thought be, or a loving gesture, or saying something loving, or doing something loving? If more of you came from understanding that love is just infinite, fully functional, filled, it's everything, and it's always present, it's never ending, it's fully supplied. And instead of constricting, as we were talking about earlier, instead of constricting into those traumas and not letting the emotions or the mental concepts or the beliefs pass, when you can manage and master your own energy, when you can really do that and then understand, I'm in a worry right here and I need to give this up to my soul right now. I don't know the how, the who, the what. I need to sit with this, or at least give this over to my soul to hold for a bit. Because that's where you all are missing more of that marriage, more of that partnership with your souls. So as you, Christy was talking about that earlier, as you connect with this moment is okay, and find the energy of contentment for what is right now. And if you can't find contentment, find that energy of compassion. Compassion is soothing. It's like holding a nice warm cup of something when it's cold out, or wrapping yourself up in a blanket, or getting into bed at night after you've had a long day and you want to just cuddle in, taking a hot bath, getting a massage. These are human experiences where you feel, meditation, being part of this community, and the tools that people teach here, they're all tools to return back to the soul. They're all tools to return back to the currency of love, which is available for all of you. So we don't know why you're all fighting for it. Or, or another way of saying it is thinking that it needs to be transactional. I'll be loved when, because
Mhm.
that's just not true.
Mhm. Yeah.
Every one of you thinks that.
Yes. And so, just for our audience, are there any questions for the council before I ask for Christy to come back to us for the rest of the interview? And I did have one more question, which I asked before, but I just want to ask it in a different way. What is unleashed abundance?
Well, it's very much like that too, where you're not holding back any part of you that's willing to receive abundance of good. You see, abundance is a word that gets thrown around a lot. Your entire universe is abundant. But where you, as the focuser, as the piano player, are focusing your energy, that's what you're going to receive back. So if you're focusing on what you don't like or what doesn't feel good, then you're going to get more of the same. And so by allowing yourself to feel the openness and the willingness to receive abundance, to receive the good from the universe, to be able to take a reset moment and feel gratitude, to live your moments when you stub your toe, you let yourself heal, give yourself compassion, and you move on with abundance in your heart. You move on allowing. See, abundance can be either good or bad, or because the universe is of full abundance. So when you're focusing on the abundance of something being bad, you're going to continue to get more of that. That's the thread we wanted to connect right there. So the feeling of just abundance, you want to declare an abundance of good. You want to declare an abundance of joy, of flow. A flow of what? Flow of love, flow of light, flow of ease. I want to declare completion and declaration in being with my soul from moment to moment, whether I am doing an interview or I'm listening to an interview or I'm doing laundry or I'm driving in my car. There are always those opportunities during your day to sink in to your soul light, to feel the compassion or the joy, and to let yourself, give yourself permission to have these infinite, unbridled aspects of abundance that exist every moment of every day for you if you are open to them.
Mm. Thank you. Thank you. And Amy, would you like to ask a question on camera or in the chat? Oh, okay, here's the question for the council. My gifts are coming online. I am receiving so many guides and angels helping me. Communication is not super clear, and I'm getting many upgrades regularly. I feel like I'm in limbo, not clear about my purpose. Can you give me some encouragement?
Yes, we would. So the feeling of purpose, as just even the concept, when you are feeling anything, any aspect of your human life, and it doesn't feel good. So you may feel void of purpose right now. You feel like, hey, I love to do this. These are great gifts. What's the purpose of this? And the deeper thing that goes in, and we've been helping a lot of people that are light workers create a light business because there's that feeling, and we've been getting and hearing this a lot. I love what I do as a meditation teacher over here, but is it a hobby? Or can I actually earn an income doing this? Is this, should I go this way or should I go that way?
Mhm.
And that's really, we'll tell you this, the divine will never should on you. That's not guidance. Christy did a 30-day watch your words. You go watchyourwords.com, whatever.
Mhm.
But it's a 30-day of what words to say and what words do not say. And there are many words and phases, such as should, that are, and we're saying this for all of you, not just Amy asking this question, because she didn't have should in there, but it had that energy of it, almost like what
Right.
should I do? And so the should comes from there's only one way. And it should,
Mm,
and it needs to look like this. So now you have just limited the unlimited. Now, your mind may only know of or have no idea how to do something, how it's going to turn out, how to get from here to there, how to get over this, all the questions that humans have that are uncertain, that are you never been here before. We're going to let you in on something, all of you. There are phases in your life as you go that you will not know how to do because you've never done it before. It's designed that way. For example, Christy used to be a stepmom when she was married in her first marriage. She helped raise a kid from 5 until 13. 5 to 13. So she had dabbled in teenagers and a boy and all that. But where she stands right now as a mother, she has never been in the place of parenting a 15 and a half, a little bit older now, who just got his permit that always wants to drive with her in the car. She's never done that before. So how do you know, how does she know who I am and how should I show up and what should I do? Well, she allows herself to be guided.
mm,
There's times when it's not all yes or an all no. If he comes and says, "Mom, can I drive?" She'll feel her way into it and go, I need to get home quickly today and I don't want to feel stressed. You good with that? And he accepts the no. Other times it's, yeah, we got some time. Go ahead, get behind the wheel. So it's in the moment. It's not trying to pre-plan everything by your shoulds
mm,
because the divine, your soul has no shoulds. There's more options available that your consciousness right now doesn't even have awareness of. There's
mm,
experiences that you will have in your life that you have not experienced yet. And there will be, like our example of parenting a 15 and a half year old. Now, here's the thing, she's also got another son who's 14. She has parented a 14-year-old before, but they're very different. So here she is, still back at this is a new experience. All of life is a new experience. And so, in that new experience gap, there's going to be some uncertainty. Who do you give your uncertainty to? Give it up to your soul because your soul is certain.
oh, that's so beautiful. Well, the council.
Last piece, we'll
Yes.
promise. Last piece. So the feeling of you're devoid of something, and this is very specific for Amy, but still including all of you because everything we say is universal. The feeling of I don't have purpose, or the purpose is not clear, or I don't know what my purpose is, anything around the idea of purpose. This is like money, like time. This is also a concept. And when you allow yourself to let go of all the mental constructs that you have and what should be done or what shouldn't, what's possible, what's not, and you let yourself sit in the energy of your soul, it's like moving into a vortex of your soul's light and feel that vibration, that key of purpose, and feel that purpose, let yourself resonate with purpose, then you will find yourself fully on your pathway. That's what happened with Christy. She used to be a pharmaceutical sales rep, made good money, didn't really like all that. She liked part of it, didn't like all of it. But towards the end, she really felt like I want to do something with purpose. I want this something to matter. I want that what I'm doing in this world to have a positive impact. And so, with that declaration, and I want to feel like I'm on purpose in doing it, but she didn't know what that felt like because she hadn't been there yet. So, she cultivated it, kind of like you haven't parented a 15 and a half year old yet. You haven't felt what it feels like to be in this purposeful place. So, cultivate it energetically first. Imagine it, feel your way into it, let your soul give you guidance on it, let yourself blend as much as you can with that energy of it, and then it'll seep into not only your emotional body but your mental body, your physical body, and then you are living your purpose. Then the form shows up.
Well, thank you so much, the council. I so appreciate you coming in today through Christy and your wisdom and shining your light. And we'd like to say goodbye. And if we can, call Christy back to her body, please.
Indeed. We will wrap up by saying that we surround each of you in light, and we remind each of you that you are infinitely loved. Be well. Allow yourselves to just receive a downpouring of light. Just imagine that you're under a shower head of light and then it's just being poured down, like as if you're in a shower with a nice hot shower. Just let light pour down through you, wiggling your fingers and your toes, starting to come back more and more into the room if you are in that kind of state with the council. Otherwise, open up your eyes and give yourself a nice big hug. Tell yourself something kind or nice or loving. Grounding yourself back into your body.
Thank you for coming back, Christy.
You're welcome.
And at this point in the interview, I would love to play one of your clips from Creating Money. So, can we play that first clip?
So how do we begin to create a more aligned and powerful relationship with money? First, we have to understand what it actually is, because most, if not all of us, have a lot of misperceptions around what money is. The actual definition of money is that it is a medium of exchange in our society, or a measure of value as a means of payment. So money itself has no meaning. It doesn't have opinions. It doesn't have the power to decide where it goes. It's just green energy and paper and coins. That's it. What determines our relationship with it is the meaning that we assign to it. Just think about that for a minute. It's the meaning that we give it to that creates our experience of it. Human beings are meaning-making machines. Assigning meaning to the world around us is one of the primary ways we come to understand the world. But the moment we assign a particular meaning to something, we limit the ways that thing can show up in our experience. Another way to say this is that as soon as we give something a particular meaning, we create a belief about what that thing is. So we learn early on, this is a chair, or this is the color of green. Of course, establishing beliefs about the world around us serves us very well, in the sense that we don't have to take the time to figure out what a chair is every time we see one. The problem arises when those beliefs are mixed with judgments. So for example, having money is bad, or rich people are greedy. So the first part of creating a new relationship with money is to begin distinguishing the meaning that you have already assigned to it. Because that meaning, that belief, that expectation is part of the energy that you're sending out into the universe. I really want you to think about this within yourself. Right now, as you're listening to these words, you are broadcasting an energy signal in response, not just in the words I'm saying, but to everything and everyone in your life. You are like an energy tower that is sending out vibrations all the time and on all subjects. The experience of money that you attract back to you is a reflection of the energetic signal that you are sending out. This is the basis of the law of attraction. Your experience of money, including how much of it you are able to manifest in your external world, is a direct reflection of the vibration you hold about it within the inner world of your own thoughts and your feelings.
It's like 10 years ago, me. It's so funny. I'm like, man, she's spunky.
You were on fire.
That's
I
a
felt like
fire.
you were embodying money with that green shirt and everything.
Well, if so, then money would be like, come play with me. Come, keep me with you. Enjoy me. Have more of me. It's like money is like fun coupons that we get to have. And it also helps us pay for, the things that we have as a priority, whether it's a place we live or what we drive or, our kids' future or it's a resource that we have, but it's not the only source. And we are the ones that choose the relationship that we want to have with it. We're the ones that allow it in or not. And so, it's true. If I'm sending out, oh, it's too expensive, I don't have enough, I can't ever afford. If I'm sending those vibes out, or oh my God, I'm so worried, I'm in debt. Even though it may very well be a reality, and it's a
Yeah, it might
pain,
be in the 3D world.
and,
Right.
and it's painful going through it. It's still, there's an inner energy that you can start to cultivate with money, a gratitude, appreciation. You start to call it in and start to recalibrate what you have in your whole entire consciousness, because you're now inviting in a different conversation around money, because it's energy first. All relationships are.
Yeah. And there was this incredible story that you shared in this course on Stream Plus about you wanting this dress, and it was really expensive, and you waited and you found like almost the exact same dress for half the cost or something like that. I mean, I'm summarizing, but
Yeah.
that was really incredible because it was like that feeling that you had. You hanged on to that feeling, right? Of wanting.
Yeah. There's a time I wrote about this in, I think, one of my books, and I think I also talked about that in Creating Money. I walked into a beautiful, it wasn't really a furniture store, but it was this man and this woman owned it. They lived in the Bay Area in San Ramon, and it was like really cute candles and statues of
Mhm.
angels and things like that. And I looked up one day, and there was this beautiful, a beautiful goddess painting, and I was just like, I never had anything just speak to me like that.
Yeah.
And it was $800. And for me, I lived in a one-bedroom apartment. It was this big, I didn't have a house that this thing could go into.
Mhm.
And it just wasn't a priority at that point to spend $800, right? The next place I went was Pier 1 Imports, and they had the exact painting. I have it on my wall over there. And for $150 framed.
Oh, the same thing happened to you with paintings.
So I was like, and that's the key is like, oh, I love that. So here's the difference. I didn't go, oh, I love this dress. I can't afford it. Oh my God. I'd
Okay.
love to pay $1,200 for a red or a black label Ralph Lauren dress. And see, I remember what it was. And, we were in Vegas,
Ralph Lauren.
right? Yeah, it was like black label Ralph Lauren. It was gorgeous. And we were in Vegas, whole thing. And I had the money. I could have spent the money on that. But for me, it was like, ah, you know what? Maybe another time. It just didn't feel like I had to have it, right? But it was still like a yes, I love this dress. And I think days later, I found the exact same dress. I don't even know who the maker was, but it was like I think $200 versus like $1,200 for this dress. And so but the thing is, I was like, oh, I love this dress. This is awesome. I'm not wasn't like, oh, I can't afford it.
Yes. So
It,
that's important distinction.
yes, yes. And
Mhm.
same thing with the painting. It was like, oh, I love that, but I can't have. It was like, oh, I love that. Oh my gosh. Well, someday, maybe soon, who knows? I'm going to think on it, right? And then boom, same same exact print that I feel so called to, that obviously still speaks to me 30 years later,
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's amazing. I love that story. And so I'd like to shift to your other course, which is attracting your soulmate. And so let's play a clip. Can we play a clip from her course?
In order to manifest your ideal partner or your soulmate, you first need to become a vibrational match to the person that you want to attract. If the vibration you're offering is one of loneliness or despair, you're not an energetic match to the experience of connection and fulfillment. If that is your point of attraction, the people you will magnetize into your life are most likely those who can relate to the feelings of loneliness and disconnection and lack. This program is all about showing you how to deliberately adjust your energy field so that the vibration you're sending out is consistent with the relationship you desire. When you are resonating in a place of deeply feeling connected with yourself, you become receptive to and attractive to more experience of connection. And when you create from the level of energy, the outcomes you desire occur with ease and effortlessness, almost as though it happens by magic. It's really that simple. This course is an amazing opportunity to first become aware of the vibration you're sending out in relation to finding your soulmate, and then to consciously and deliberately adjust your vibration so you are broadcasting that signal that will bring you what you truly desire. Now, I know that some of you might be coming into this conversation already feeling impatient. It could be that you've already been looking for this person for so long and you feel frustrated or even discouraged that you will ever create what you want in this area of your life. You might even feel unworthy of creating it. I want you to know that no matter how you're feeling in relation to manifesting your ideal partner, no matter what experiences you've had in your past relationships, no matter what your circumstances or age or your physical proportions, you have the power to come into resonance with your soulmate. What you will discover is that the process is far less about taking action in your life and much more about understanding the signal that you're sending out and developing the confidence that you have the power to adjust it. It might sound a little ironic, but it's my strong invitation and encouragement that for the span of the time that you're committed to learning and applying what I'll be teaching you in this course, that you take your primary focus off of finding your soulmate and give your complete attention to understanding your point of attraction. It's so weird watching myself, and I'm like, God, that was she was feisty. I like it.
Yeah, and wise. There's a lot of wisdom there. And so I love how you're talking about soulmates and how to basically stop being in action and really connect to your soul. And what's your definition of a soulmate?
You know, for me, it's someone that can connect with us in a soul way, where it's like they're part of our soul family. And, I know that there was like a lot of discussion in the 90s and that soul thing that you could only have one soulmate. And that's just, I know the council doesn't talk about this or doesn't believe this either, that there's only one perfect person. Um, we have soulmates that could be our animals. We have soulmates that could be
Mm,
our children, our best friends. It's not just in a love relationship, it's a soul family.
yeah,
And so
not
when,
just a romantic, right?
yeah, and then there is that too. So when you're connecting with somebody else's soul and you're bringing them into your life, there is a higher than personality, human to human experience. And that soul calling of someone in there, it's and it doesn't mean that it's a forever, you know, married 67-year, kind of thing. It could be a friend comes in as a soulmate and they're in your life for 10 years, but they created a huge impact within those 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's like, and they're still be there in this soul realm, maybe not in the personality or in the human realm, but so it's infinite. It's it's everybody that when you think about it, all the billions of people that are in the world,
Hmm.
and the fact that I don't know most of them, but I have the people that are in my life that I relate to, that are my friends, that are my children, that my husband, I've created a soul family around me. And that's what I've attracted. Even clients, they come and go, right? But
Hmm.
they're connected to that soul family. So a soul mate is one of those forms in a relationship that, is they'll teach you. And it could be my mom, I could say, was my soulmate, you know,
Oh, that's
because
beautiful.
she taught me so much, mostly of what I don't want to be and what I don't want to be like, but
Yeah.
in other aspects of, who I've become, and that's a positive thing. But she was one of my greatest, and has been still one of my greatest teachers. So
Mhm.
it's a mate, kind of like a soul mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful. Well, thank you for sharing all of who you are today, Christy, and thank you, the council. We already said goodbye, but if you're still listening.
Yes.
And thank you, everyone, for joining us for Unleashed Abundance, Love, Money, and Limitless Prosperity with Christy Whitman. Her courses, Creating Money, Attracting Your Ideal Partner, and a New Kind of Power, are available now on the Stream Plus platform. Join Stream Plus now and gain immediate access to all of these incredible programs. And believe me, they are amazing. You'll get access to her courses along with hundreds of other incredible spiritual teachers and programs. And we're also doing weekly channeling and divine Reiki sessions. So if you decide to become a member, that is part of the benefits. And we're proud to say that Humanity Stream Plus is the largest streaming platform for consciousness raising masterclasses and transformational education. I wanted to thank Steve Farrell, Dee Meyer, and the production team, Jim Gray, Garth Catterall, Andy Gutsky, Nanette Kennedy, and the rest of Humanity's team. And so grateful for you, Christy.
Oh, thank you, Carissa. It was so nice spending time with you and all of you that are here. And thank you, Garth, and thank you, Jim, and appreciate all of you at Humanities Team and all that you're doing for the world, because not everybody has access to the top coaches or the top teachers, and you bring them all together in one place at a very affordable and yet almost like wow, offering. So thank you for doing that, so more and more people can receive this knowledge and wisdom. Appreciate you all.